10 seconds remaining.
Liquid fire on towers. If your lanes go against you, Hero just feels so.
The best move thing. Alright.
For which side?
For Katara.
Okay.
They've been going back to it quite a lot.
Right.
Someone mentioned in the previous panel. Morphling used to be irritated with Katara.
Okay.
They've been going back to it quite a lot.
Dire team pick.
Someone mentioned in the previous.
That's removed by VGJ Thunder.
They need their own carry.
PL still in.
10 seconds remaining. 5
The
seconds
question really is if
remaining.
I'm gonna play that Medusa or not. I kind of like it more on a Shadow Fiend type.
I like that a lot.
Be like full China.
Or you can
Radiant
just take.
team pick.
Yeah, Vengeance Fury is good.
See, it's gonna be the partner.
Okay.
Yeah, well, similar kind of idea.
Yeah, and it just showcases. That's why they're going these heroes like the DP, like Medusa, more safely. You can shift the tempo of your line so dramatically.
10
Plugged in.
seconds remaining.
This was Sylar at his best, actually.
I
But
agree.
TI for VGJ. They
seconds
got second, but they
remaining.
were kind of defining the meta, and he was playing those like safe lane Prophet.
I agree.
Templar
You may now
Assassin.
select
Okay.
your heroes.
That TA pick. But it is, lots of physical damage. Going to be able to sustain, the early aggression, but there are a lot of damage.
Sort of suits the personality of Katara, right? Style all over.
We've been talking about VGJ Thunder being, having the will. What does Infamous need to do to make this work?
Play as stable as possible. Don't lose your cores randomly around. That's like the thing that they. Like 25 minutes. Get early Roshan. Just don't make those silly mistakes. Don't
keep
beat
it together.
yourself.
Yeah, lead here in the
5
semi-finals
seconds
for
remaining.
GESC Indonesia with Odie Pixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Steve, and a big welcome to you today, Indonesia, as we are ready for some more Dota 2. We've got VGJ up against Infamous. We've just seen the drafts and the lineups Bog, what do we reckon? Infamous going for that TA pick, a very sort of infamous hero, one of these flashy ones that we could expect to see Munoz really pop off.
Yeah, it's a pretty... Later stages go, it is pretty difficult, but we'll see if he's able to get that snowball going. I think what the main thing be able to at least push towers to get that advantage early on, and that's what that hero gives you.
Infamous.
And also, it's Stinger again on that Night Stalker is the neat thing. They won with it yesterday, him going a very unorthodox build, but it definitely worked out. He had the Force Staff, the Glimmer Cape. He was pretty much acting as that support kind of Night Stalker, even though he's a core.
At least make sure they get that ward down mid. Unbeknownst to VGJ Thunder, even though they did have that observer down before them. So they're covered the smoke.
Looks like Infamous is positioning themselves for an aggro tri lane. Consider versus Disruptor Duso and Nyx Assassin. Disruptor Nyx, pretty weak support duo in the early stages. They can definitely try to abuse that one.
Sort of weakened to the point where VGJ Thunder might even consider switching the side lanes, or do you think they'll sort of take the fact that maybe one of the other lanes is going to have a better time because of the fact that they may have to sack sort of a little bit on top against this aggressive guy?
I think they're going to just leave top anyway.
We'll see.
But maybe
settle out here as the bounty runes will spawn. Schofield's going to be kept to the side. Silo's EDC. Make sure that they can claim that top one. And in fact, the two down bottom also taken by VGJ Thunder. So they will get the 3 runes to start off with.
So it's just going to be traditional Infamous. The Naga, Night Stalker top, and then they're bringing Jakiro bottom to make sure that Death Prophet doesn't get shut down. And same thing by VG Thunder. We'll see who actually comes out ahead in this. Mid lane can be
TA versus Pugna.
Once the levels start to add up a bit on the TA.
Towards the mid.
Freeze finds a regen rune after burning his entire mana pool.
Oh, the dream for this Pugna. Straight back into the mid he goes. Topped all the way up. Enough to get that south out to him. So he himself will be able to hold strong in the lane. Continue to trade farm with Freeze.
Freeze is just giving him the right click.
Again, for the Prepify usage. Really keeping Minos on his toes, but as we're seeing at the moment, dealing with the pressure just fine. He has got Refraction available. Freeze is going to play around with him. Refraction's out, in fact. Bit of a bait. Minos, full tank, getting a good few hits, but Decrepify is there available for Freeze if he feels too dangerous. And in fact, Decrep Used aggressively there with the blast, bringing Minos down low. They're both, I mean, this mid lane matchup is pretty damn exciting.
I haven't been looking at either of the other
Yeah.
lanes because I'm just staring at mid.
I mean, these side blades. Careful here, both mid laners though. Really giving it their all in this matchup.
Freeze might actually have to just go back. His courier's in use. He's gonna have to be careful. They have vision as well though. He does see the rotation coming in for
He
field.
doesn't want to leave the lane though. He really wants to stick around. Really tell that both mid laners having fun. Minos. He does have the refraction and south very close to him. Courier will be inbound with his own south out. Freeze just taken. Have to wait just that little bit longer. The courier was going to the top lane, but I think a few words were probably said by the pug.
Yeah,
Freeze was
no.
like, excuse me.
Yeah, Freeze really
That
needs to
sounds
get that
coming my
regen.
way. I need that regen. Up top, Freeze. Find himself a DD rune and get there just before Minos. Make sure that he grabs that one. Schofield is going to come across. Freeze just a little too speedy for the Naga Siren to catch. Freeze will go back underneath the tower. They may look to dive though. They've got the root down. TP coming through immediately from Fade. Goes for the stun onto the Jakiro. Might have enough burst to bring down Miku as he'll get himself out of there.
This mid lane's crazy. I don't think we haven't even glanced at the other side lanes, but it's actually fairly even. We do see Yang have an excellent time bottom, Stinger as well having a great time top, so fairly even early game coming out. But 1K lead from Thunder, in particular because of those 3 bounties, just a slight last hit lead.
No hero on the map really getting early portion, and we're coming up that 5-minute mark, and we are still yet to see a first blood. Teams we'll see just being able to bring one another very, very low, close to the brink of death, but quite able to push one another over it.
Shrine's available. Freeze is going to heal up, and does have the Soul Ring now, so that guaranteed mana will always be there for that mid. But Minos, doing very good job. Harahayama on that TA. The switched roles, like the switched lanes coming out. Hida is that mid player.
As we say as well, with I think it's Night Stalker, is there any real place that he can go to make something happen at the moment? He is going to hang around top. For level 5, he's going to open up a Sylar with the shield up. There's more. Back up from 2 supports hovering around top. And
Yeah.
there certainly is a chance. Mid and the trap slow will be there for Minos onto Freeze. He has already used the Decrepify with the life drain. That will force Minos to back up, make sure that it breaks.
TA starting to pull ahead now though, and has Ancient Stacks to back up onto now.
Here's the go. Up top, they try for the attempt. Fade with a nice 2-man stun to take Schofield and Stinger's attention away from the future. He'll try for the TP, but the root is there, and Infamous will claim first blood. The tri-lane succeeds in getting a kill.
Yeah, I really like the fact that they're not really like moving around too much from this top lane with the Night Stalker, because the important thing in this game is shutting down that Dusa. Continue to do that and taking advantage of those weak supports. Crucial.
CS, insane, looking very strong. Going to be a farm Night Stalker in the early stages. We'll see if he does go for a sort of a I think we can maybe expect to see some more orthodox.
This smoke rotation, Papita's actually heading toward top now too. They're looking to punish and get out of
Wrap
it.
around, trapping in DDC, he'll pop down the kinetic field, trying to hold them back, but it's not enough. DDC will fall. You see Infamous there thinking about diving for more, but a TP comes out from Yak, there to make sure the Sylar is safe. To be sure that Infamous can't dive any further up top. Towards the mid lane, looking towards this TA. They've got the Decrepify slow to set up with the stun. Refraction was out there. Minos is going to be fine. In fact, they're going to look to turn. The route there to cancel the channeling of the life drain. Trap slow as well. Minos and Stinger chasing down the Pugner, and they'll take the life of him. Freeze will fall. Schofield on the front, looking for more Papita. He's wrapped around as well. He's looking to join the party in mid. They've got the route straight up with the Nixus. Has to go for the TP out. Will he make it in time? He does. Fade gets back to base.
They will be able to turn this into a push, though.
They will indeed, with the ghosts up and out.
Middle tower.
Infamous will push on. TDC back by the net from Schofield as he'll make sure there's more than enough space for Infamous to push in and take a very early tier 1 tower.
Great moves by Infamous. You can tell the way that they want to do it in this playstyle is they know there's a Deuce on the other side. They know that it's more of a passive approach coming out from Thunder, so they're trying to take advantage of that with all these early game quick rotations.
Still just under a 1k lead though. Those moves from Infamous.
Yeah.
Farm for the cause of VGJ Thunder will still continue. Thing of this game, got the Shadow Blade queued up after the phase boots.
They got to get Freeze involved in some stuff now, though, because it's not like he can go back and actually just farm Ancients like this Templar Assassin is. He's got to get involved. He's got to kill heroes and get tower pushes going on this Pugna.
We're looking up towards top. Stinger on the Night Stalker, of course, pretty beefy. If they have got enough burst to control, Nighttime will be popped. Stinger gets dragged back into the kinetic field with 4 heroes there. They should be able to seal the deal. Upon the stick charge is trying himself out, but the body blocks come through from Fade. VGJ Thunder get themselves a kill on the board. Now, with their mid up towards top, Freeze. And look to put a bit of pressure on the tower there with the blast.
Did you see that play there by Schofield? Actually using the mirror image as he TP'd onto the tier 1 and then it pulled the creep wave to the right, so they actually can't turn that into a push after killing the Night Stalker. Very smart play by the Naga Siren.
Seen before Schofield have some very good performances. Nominal Hero is a little bit different to the Naga Siren. Those more active supports in terms of sort of just kicking off the fights.
Usually
like the Earth Spirits, the Tusks and such, but
those big team fighter aspects, like the Dusk, the Earth Spirit, the Earth Shaker, etc.
the Desolator for Minos is like 1400 towards the first Mithril Hammer. On track to be very good timing here for the TA. Does still hold his position at the top of the net worth.
And I think I touched on it yesterday a little bit, is that if you do that Deso Rush, it's all about going for the Roche. If you go the Blink, then you can actually start looking to go for kills and actually being a little bit more safe. But I do think this one could be an option of that Deso Rush if they can. The Roshan.
Minos been a little cheeky there. Did come across and start to look towards the Ancients of VGJ Thunder. Of course, VGJ will be quick to make sure that he's not able to sort of hang around this area.
No, they're trying to protect that triangle. They're dire. They've got to do so. That's Siler's home. Nighttime in about a minute and a half. And he's actually queued up a Shadow Blade on the Night Stalker. As you were mentioning, a bit of a change in the build. He wants to be much more aggressive this game.
Right. Let me see if we can get anything in from the side. It's just a bit of harassment down onto Yang. BP, of course, on this Underlord. Stinger trying to play around with them, but they've still got the tier 1 top. With 4 members of Infamous coming in, though, they could look to dive forward. Pepita has the Exorcism available. If they want to commit with it, they get the Ice Path onto 2. Pepita comes in with the silence, but will be glimpsed back. It might not matter, though, because the rest of Infamous, do they have the damage to finish off this kill? They do with the setup. Schofield pops the song, holds them back. Pepita's back in with the Exorcism. They surround Yang. Yang will fall. DDC will actually be able to TP out of this. But with the 2 heroes out of the lane, Infamous can get some pressure onto that tier 1 top. At the same time, Minos actually starting to put some damage down onto that tier 2 in the middle lane. Infamous, as you say, they're playing this momentum, they're playing this pace that they need to with this lineup, and they're getting away with it so far.
Yeah, like you said, they have to. They have to play at this pace. There's always that looming threat of the Deuceland. They know that she's farming. Minos, though, consistently walking into the enemy Ancient territory and taking the Ancients away from the Deuce.
Oh, did he manage to get some of this?
He got some on the... It wasn't a stack, but he just takes it away for now.
Tell, but Infamous. Will hold him down. He's got the one charges. Oh, spin declared. They get the glimpse back. Live train. Do they have quite enough? He's still alive for now. He'll run. The Thunder strikes upon him, but I don't think it's going to be enough damage. Stinger will survive. Schofield holds back the Nyx assassin as Stinger gets out. Underneath the noses of 4 heroes, in fact, dropping a majority of all of their spells. It looks like they didn't want to use the Static Storm.
No. And the last glimpse actually pulled him out of the Decrep nuke, out of the Nether Blast, so a little bit of a slight mistake coming out from them, but Infamous now ready to punch back, bringing all 5 heroes toward bottom.
Oh, Fade. Gonna look towards Schofield, but Schofield, he just walks up the set. That's a 4-man ice path. They're looking for the setup here, Infamous. The 4-man silence coming through as well. Stinger focusing the punch, trying to make sure they can get him down in time. They have the route. The Celtic Gratify buys some time here for Freeze, but he's in trouble. The Cypher from Pepita finishes him off. Infamous, they take one, they want more. Minos chasing down with the so he's got the damage. Melted onto Yang, and look at the situation. They're diving tier 2s. This is the Infamous we know and love. Ice path onto Sylar. Infamous, they take a 3rd. They're just not stopping. They'll get the Nyx assassin as well.
Wow.
Classic Infamous Dota. That aggression, 14 minutes in, diving from their own jungle to the tier 2 tower and getting 4 kills out of it.
Stinger surviving during all that, kind of baiting them to go a little bit further, getting that 4-man ice path into 4-man max slow psionic trap. Consistently being aggressive. Infamous now pulling a 3k gold lead, 8-1.
Minos, it's about halfway towards that blink. The problem we saw there, Sylar gets caught on top of. I mean, it was a brilliant way for Infamous to start that fight. 4-man ice path into a 4-man silence. You're always going to have a hard time reacting to that at this stage of the game.
Yeah.
There's just no... You haven't got the ice.
Kill this incredibly fast with all the minus armor coming out with these 3 heroes. They don't even need the Echo. And Thunder, they are not ready to fight around this area by any means with their heroes. They need time.
This is some incredibly quick gameplay for them. Get it. Just the hands of Minos, the money as well, certainly helping. As this is... I said you've got to watch out for this TA popping off. He is on track to do just that.
Yep, Yang getting spotted out here by Schofield.
No, he's around.
We'll just rip away.
See how bad it is. Nearly enough damage to bring him down before the ult gets on. He's gone, he's out. Let's actually head straight back to base. Think about one of the other lanes with that ult. And
DDC?
Ooh, that's the damage of the death zone. Minos. And that's it, his blink. So 16-minute blink deso timing. Dream for the team.
Yeah. They're really just taking advantage of this passive lineup that Thunder has. Stinger.
Lane coming in, but Stinger, he's going to turn with the stick charges, look towards the point. He'll try for the TP out, but Freeze isn't making it. Fade. Ooh. Will get himself just away. The route not out quite in time.
And Minos will get a courier as well.
Oh my goodness.
So right there again, Fade. This is 2 times now, or 2 or 3 times I've actually seen him missing the impales and it costing them quite heavily. Losing Freeze under the tower there, and they don't get the tower either. It's at 100 HP.
I mean, this is just some crazy gameplay from Infamous. We've seen this in some of the games here on this LAN. They seem to be stepping it up, sort of that unpredictability. They're being able to work with it. In the past, we've seen sort of the crazy plays, sometimes look a little messy, but they're looking much more coordinated. And against these teams like VGJ Thunder, where you expect to see this sort of a very high level of composure, they're just able to break them apart in these early stages of the game.
Yeah. I mean, there's no great aggressive moves that Thunder can actually do with their draft because they have a Nyx and a Disruptor as their supports, and then an Underlord as their offlaner to do so. This is just a very slow-paced, very defensive lineup. That being said, though, they do have very good high ground defense.
In terms of the pace, the 6k lead that's there for Infamous, it's definitely not irreversible for VGJ Thunder.
No, they've got it. Yeah.
You've always got to count the Deucer in on this. Sylar, his farm, continuing the pressure that's being put on, is not bad. Sure, Minos, he's there at the top 10k net worth. At the 8k in the second spot, Sylar does still stand there. And you can certainly rely on Sylar to continue to find this farm, stay relevant in this game, unless Infamous could constantly make moves to get him down. But as you can see, VGJ Thunder at the moment, they're sticking together as 5. They're making sure that they can't get caught out by Infamous.
Fade giving them tons of information here.
They know exactly who's around. The question is, what can they do with that info,
but
Fade?
Sentry, the sleep actually catches all the rest in the backside, though.
Who are Infamous going to go for first? The question, they're trying to get intel themselves. They'll look towards the Underlord. They want to take Yang out, make sure that there's no chance of drifting away to save the team. Static Storm gets dropped down onto Naga Siren. Scopefield will fall, but now Minos ready with the chase. Looks towards Freeze, does get glimpsed back, but Freeze surrounded, taken down. Infamous continue to take another favorable trade as they find 2, only lose the Naga Siren. And despite, as we saw, Fade getting that info with his positioning on the Nyx Assassin, it just doesn't help them when the fights kick off 5 versus 5.
They're going to threaten high ground here.
20 seconds
still has
Underlord.
some time. Okay, they're actually back up. The BKB is finished on Death Prophet. Continuing to gain this lead.
Infamous just making sure that they can get as much done as they can whilst they have that Aegis advantage on the TA.
I do think that they want to close this game out relatively early though with their trap. They don't want this dude to get to that later stage. That's why we see Schofield queued up a Crimson Guard. The BKBs are getting queued up, of course, in early game aggression. All about this passive lineup. Tyler just needs a lot more time.
A couple of team fights that do end up going the way of Thunder can certainly close the gap, but it's going to be hard to get them. Fade. He's heading over, but he's underneath the sentry. They know that he's about. Pretty speedy, but the dust will catch him out. Stinger has the void, has the silence. They've got the ice path. I mean, Infamous this game. Oh, can they do it? Fade, Duns, still alive. He's ticking down to the urn. Is it quite enough? 19 HP. He's actually going to live.
The creep see him. Gets 4 stepped away.
Run.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
No random TA traps? Okay, he's alright. Oh, there is one, but he's going for the shrine, maybe? Gonna walk back to it.
He should be fine.
Got Tranquil Boots anyway, he can just be...
DD rune down bottom, we'll see if they're able to get maybe Silas hands on that. Hurricane Pike now complete for Sylar, so he's at least got a little bit of a way to sort of help himself out if he does get jumped upon.
But look at this positioning that Thunder actually has to play in. They pretty much have to play as this 5-man unit. And Infamous taking advantage of that, going for more tower pushes, closing the map off quite heavily, getting deep aggressive wards down too to watch the movements from Thunder. They can take advantage.
Hurricane Pike also finished off a minute. Farm just not stopping on this TA. Keep saying though, the big test for Infamous is going to be that high ground push. Without the Aegis, maybe we see them wait for the next rush, get the Aegis and cheese, and then really go for it.
Unless they get like some massive pickoffs, yeah, they will probably wait for that Aegis and cheese before. Aegis cheese and those BKBs before they really want to push deep.
Radiant structures are fortified.
VGJ Thunder themselves find any
Radiant's
sort of these
bottom
pickoffs
tower
there.
has been denied.
Got to be careful though, especially with the Blink Dagger on Pepita. We're seeing this quite a popular item now with the DPs. That sort of positioning to get that silence could be crucial to start off the fights.
Looks like both Stinger and Schofield actually have the same idea. They both had Crimson Guard queued up. Fade does connect this on this time on Stinger.
Opening, pretty beefy. They've got a lot of burst. Is it quite enough? In fact, Jang, he's already prematurely saying, we've got to get out of it, boys. And he will. They'll take them out. They do go for a cheeky attempt on Stinger, but it's just not quite enough damage. And in fact, towards the bottom shrine, Minos and Schofield, they'll find Sylar. Off the stone gates. Minos trying to dance around with it on the sidelines. We'll see if they can get back in. They've got the song holding this Medusa in place. And look at the TA. Minos, he's looking for the ones on the back lines. They've got the exorcism out. They look towards Sylar. He'll shove himself down by Pepita with the blink forward. Get the silence. Do they have any follow-up control? They're slowing them all down. The siphons from Pepita as he just controls VGJ Thunder, allowing the rest of the team to come in. They find the next assassin. They jump onto Sylar. He's out of mana. He's out of shield. A defensive decrepit guy comes in, but it's not enough. They've lost Sylar. The Medusa will fall. Infamous now, can they get themselves out? Miku pops the ice path, holds back 2 of them. Infamous looking for the disengage. Miku will pay with his life. Again, these aggressive plays from Infamous working out. And
14 to 3.
Sort of the prioritization as well from these players seems to be absolutely bang on. The song comes out. Sure, they've got Sylar on the front lines. but you see the way that Minos plays. He's immediately past that. They've got that ward towards the mid lane. He knows that he's got to look towards the backliners, make sure that these sort of saves can't reliably come out from Thunder in terms of the pit with the root, in terms of the Decrepify being used. They still get the kill. They're bringing Sylar down, and this, as we've been saying, you've got to keep this Medusa behind.
Yeah, and when you're playing on this aggression, when you're versus Adusa, that means she's not actually getting to farm those giant ancient stacks, farm constants out of the jungle, which Adusa needs to do in these type of games, but Infamous just not giving that breathing room. Find out Roche in about 10 seconds. You said the blink was finished on Pepita. Minos on the TA, getting closer and closer to that BKB2. His timings are going to be crucial. And almost a full Crimson Guard, if not a full Crimson Guard already on the Naga Siren. That is going to help quite a lot versus Tusa.
GJ Thunder, they are coming out into their jungle. Masar close by, and in fact, the eyes on the net. Going to make the jump immediately. That VGJ Thunder just trying to hold him from the back of the cells. Minos, 2.5k towards his BKB.
Yeah, 15 seconds till Roche now too, 10 even. See that one right away with the trap. Thunder just continuing to have to play in this defensive stance in their base. Fade is actually on the Nyx. He's 0-3-0 with 0 last hit as well. Having a very, very rough game. Whenever I see Thunder actually on the rise in most of their games, is when Fade is able to play very aggressive on his board.
And I think sort of as the panel said, this is one of the reasons why we see a lot of regions, a lot of teams sort of pulling away from favoring the next assassin. And just sort of in any role, it can be a very hard hero to make work. And there we have Infamous getting, again, these crucial Roshans. They've got their eyes onto Fade, jump forward from Pepita. They've got the trap down, the roots are set on the maximum slow from the trap. That's the Nyx assassin gone. And again, Fade, at this rate, I don't think we're seeing Nyx Assassin again in this series. It just doesn't seem to work for Thunder against the way that Infamous play.
No, and this is Infamous's time to shine. They've got Darkness available. They could look to threaten this high ground.
See how VGJ can hold.
Like we said, they do have very, very good high ground defense.
They get the glimpse back. The scope, they've got the Static Storm down as well. Crimson Guard not going to be enough to save it. They'll break away. A part of Infamous. The Naga Siren is gone. Without the thread of the song to set things up, Infamous, they'll hold back. They got to be careful. They don't want to sort of throw away their advantage, and pushing without your full 5-man could certainly be a bit of a questionable move. But Infamous, they're playing safe today.
Schofield stepping just a little bit too far up. He's very, very important for these upcoming fights with not only just the Crimson Guard, but that song. As we saw, whenever Stone gets popped, you can pop the song, or same thing if you see like the Nether Ward down in a position. You song, you go kill the Nether Ward, start the fight off like that.
Radiant are scanning.
That up for twice. Was suspended. Took about 2 minutes till night. Try to get some info.
Anything down here at the moment? Are they going to be aware of this? Don't really sort of give away Fade's movements at the moment. Head up. Here now, sweeping towards Thunder. Thunder on the retreat, just backing up. Root will come out onto Yang to put the net. They're just duking out the pit. The rest of the team behind him not willing to fully jump in and commit on that stage at the moment.
I think that's the full BKB, the Templar Assassin coming out. The line is drawn. They want to go for mid.
Peter's got the cheese. Minos has the Aegis.
I think next big item for Infamous at least is just getting a gem. So they can watch Fade. He's being a bit pesky, just running around like this. You know, he's not really making too much happening in scouting.
Quite a stat there. All of the 161 games the VGJ Thunder have had, this is their lowest game of the 25-minute in terms of kills. Sort of goes to show, if anything, how well Infamous have been able to sort of draft and play so far against this Chinese side.
Great aggressive plays versus the passive lineup.
Here we go, goes around. Fortification will be forced out. VGJ Thunder pop it. They've got the Axe now finished up on threes. Yeah, but Infamous can get sort of kills, start to break apart VGJ Thunder. Pepita just looking to get as much damage as he can on that tier 3 tower. They'll look towards Yang. Yang being focused. Pepita trying to close the gap, but the 4-star's there. To get Yang away, Yang now turns same time down bottom, Minos pressuring that tier 3 tower. They'll catch the Night Stalker. They have managed to take down Stinger. They'll get the tier 3 tower though mid. Minos really wants to finish this one off as well. Down bottom, they'll find it. So far, sure, Infamous, they've lost their offlaner, but they take 2 tier 3s for it, keeping the pressure up.
Shrines are available now.
VGJ Thunder, they realize though. They know that they're a man down on Infamous. They want to try and punish it. They immediately smoke and sweep out of the base.
They want to get some big glimpses to catch themselves back up. All of Infamous first.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
And they
Fills out.
there's creeps just hitting a range rep. They know Thunder is feeling kind of desperate.
Lead for Infamous continues to grow and grow. I love the money for his Manta style. Quite crucial against this Blink DP, as we've seen the silences make very hard for VGJ Thunder's cores to react. Cores that don't really want to be building a BKB. Manta, fairly sort of the halfway house that works both ways for them.
Looking for Siler.
He jumps straight away onto Siler. They're looking to try and focus this Medusa, but the save's going to be there from Yang. They're looking to take him out. Oh, the Hurricane Pike! The Hurricane Pike pushes Siler out of the rim. Can they kill him? Schofield's got the song. They're setting up, but Peter's coming in. He has that silence. He'll look to drop it down. The Stone Gates will stun him temporarily, but the Juicer, he's out of mana. Defensive Decrepify will not be enough to save Siler. And Siler, he went full in on the Manta-style purchase. He does not have buyback. The Hurricane Pike from Minos getting a huge pick-off, and now they're looking for more. The Ice Path comes through, sets up onto DDZ. Minos move forward, take the life of the Disruptor. They'll look towards the racks. The Ghosts are up. 2 down on VGJ Thunder without buyback available.
The level 3 exorcism is up.
The barracks falling, and with no buybacks coming through, I think Infamous, they're going to be aware that VGJ Thunder don't have them.
It's 2 sets.
And with 2 members alive on VGJ, what can they do? Yang's got to be careful. Stinger with the Void, keeping him at the side, push back. The spam from the Night Stalker, jump forward from Pepita. He has the side from working well against the high HP target of Yang. Yang trying to get himself back to base. The Ice Path comes out, controlling this man. The silence is well on the poke now. He can't grab, but finally does. Freeze will survive. Buyback now comes through from the Underlord. Can they actually punish Infamous at all with what they've got away with? The TP's coming through. Looks like Miku will offer himself up. He says, take me, let my friends leave. They get the glimpse onto Schofield. They will be able to punish a couple members of Infamous, but overall,
The damage is definitely done. That Hurricane Pike. Unbelievable play there by Kotaro. 20k gold lead.
I mean, we've seen some teams of this land sort of, in comparison to what you sort of come to expect of them from previous performers, just sort of step it up here. But what we're seeing from Infamous, they seem to just stepped it up the most from previous performances.
Yeah, look what Siler's now queued up.
You've got to. You've got to go for those big buck items. It's obviously a long way away from it. And Infamous, he'll surely want to end the game before he gets anywhere close to even one of the components of the Rapier.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing so aggressive, taking advantage of that lineup from Thunder. Nullifier are now finished on Minos.
Harder and harder for VGJ Thunder to play this game.
Yeah.
TA pick, TA play has just worked out so quickly for Infamous' lineup this game.
His whole team. I mean, Papita with those early rotations as well. The 2 big cores on the side of Infamous. 708 on Papita, 708 on the TA, and 807 on Papita.
Worth noting as well in these pushes as well, Papita hasn't had to use the G's. He's still got it.
And they're looking to keep punishing here. Schofield is spotted out by Fade.
They do get the stun set up. The rest of VGJ Thunder coming in, but at the same time, Infamous are going to be there to react. That'll storm it down. They'll take down the Naga Siren. Infamous, they're going to look to try and turn. They jump in straight away. The damage from Minos. It just seems to be too much. Siler pops the Manta stuff, but now he's been silenced down for the Manta Yang. Trying to take them home. The Stone Gates will make sure that no one is not going to be shoved down. Oh, baby!
Oh my God.
Really again shove Siler out, but it won't quite be far enough. VGJ Thunder will successfully disengage. They get the cores back to safety. Whew. With the Deuces, it's still definitely a game where VGJ Thunder can hold.
It is very hard, though. We're going to find out now when the next Ferocious. 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Ruiner as well. He's got it, face. Heading forward, they'll try for the Ice Path. He's going to walk in. into it. Shoving back. Oh, here we go. Oh,
Lost it.
Disjointed. If only that bug was still there from the previous pack. Play around with this, get some information. The rest of his team's coming forward aggressive.
They're trying to catch him. He's a bit off
Never
guard there.
sentries down though. Miku, he'll be glimpsed back. They've got the control, stun him up, they'll focus down the Chikiro and they'll take him. Miku's out of the game for a bit. The rest of Infamous splitting up, backing off. They know that VGJ Thunder's coming across in full force. VGJ Thunder putting on the aggressive themselves. They're going to take a tier 2.
They're trying to take advantage of all that the exorcisms down
Radiant's
from
middle
Papita.
tower has fallen.
Able to get their first actual aggressive moves coming out. Almost level 20 as well on Sylar. That's the big one so that he actually gains more tank ability because he still seems pretty squishy. That 700 mana talent though. The big one.
All about that Roche as well. Again, part of the map that Infamous is going to look to take full control of, and still with the gold deficit that VGJ Thunder have, it's very hard for them to contest it.
I'm wondering what Stinger's going to go on the Night Stalker because he's had the Crimson Guard queued for a long time, but they already have one on the Naga. But he's just sitting on 3,600.
Is there any sort of major item that you can feel sort of screams out from the Knights, or any sort of utility item that they could add to this sort of push or such?
He might just want a BKB of his own because then he can actually just pierce in the backlines and always get consistent silences off. If not, he could just go for some kind of disable, either like a Hex or something.
Keeping themselves between the pit and VGJ Thunder. Slightly longer respawn timer on the Roshan this time around.
Look at the way they put sentries all around the area to watch in case that Nyx does aggressive move.
Dire's top shrine has
Sylar.
fallen.
Getting close.
Okay, he is. He's making good steps towards that rapier money. Amount of sentries that are being set down. They've got the Yule set up into the ice path. He does get the spike carapace off in time. The root holds him in place. The self-Yule's buying a little bit of time for Fade to stay alive, see a bit more of the world. He'll still fall. Beat of this game. I mean,
Roche spawns as the Nyx assassin instead. This actually could be a free roast for Infamous here. Aegis Cheese Refresher Shard.
and worth noting as well, I believe, looking at the scoreboard, this is a game where Papita and Minos,
They haven't died?
they haven't died.
Yeah.
TA and DP, flawless performance this game. 9-0-8, 8-0-8. There's just been no way for VGJ Thunder to deal with them. And now with that third Roshan under their belts, Infamous ready to pressure in.
There was a lot of communication coming out from Infamous there, deciding who actually gets what. They were just kind of standing around looking at the Aegis and Cheese.
So close though, Fogged. 1,000 gold, and Sylar will have that rapier. Getting ever so close.
They've got a go time here. They've got a double exorcism.
Sells the Aquila, picks it up. The rapier's there for this final defense.
Oh boy.
And they're gonna need it. The ghosts are coming out. Papita up to the high ground. We'll see how they can catch them off with this one. Sylar, Schofield dipping in and out. Papita jumps forward. He's got the silence, the BKB the side, but he's just chasing them all down. The Yule Scepter throwing up the Medusa in the air, making sure Sylar can't react for now. Head forward, but they've already lost two. They've lost DDC, they've lost Fate. The three-man ice bar comes through from Miku. They're chasing them down, Sylar. He's got the stone gaze. He has the rapier. He takes down the TA. He takes the Aegis out of the house to Stinger. Sylar, he is holding for now. Stinger up with his second line. Will look to focus towards the Pugna, but Pugna's forced back. Stinger trying to chase the Solar Crest evasion, keeping Freeze alive. Stinger will fall. Sylar gets the double kill. The rapier pickup is doing it, Fogged.
Not having the Aegis there on the Templar Assassin costing them heavily. Does have the cheese, but getting killed during that Stone Gaze.
Sylar and his rapier. Could it really be enough to turn the tides of a game that's been consistently against VGJ Thunder for the entirety of it so far?
He's pushed himself up to that second net worth. They were able to at least save the Refresher Shard on Papita, and the cheese is still available for the next push when Infamous does make those.
And look, If you want a game, want to fight with a rapier, what do? You look for the second rapier. We'll see if he follows through on it. I mean, as we saw there, his team, they're able to do a pretty good job of making sure that he had the space to fight. So maybe he feels getting a defensive item on top of this is like, if you go rapier, you got to go full rapier.
Might as well, right? It's the full floor protect one. Courier.
Radiant's top tower is under
Not quite
attack.
spotted. Oh, actually the
Radiant's
split shot just
gets
gets
it.
it.
been killed.
And that is, I imagine the full-out Solar Crest gone. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, no, okay. He was looking for that Halberd. Oh, okay. Halberd or Solar Crest. He just decides to build the Halberd over the Solar Crest.
Oh, I really do like the halberd. That's one of the best items versus Medusa.
Yep.
If you catch it during the stone gaze. I really like that adjustment.
The tension you can imagine sort of among the ranks of Infamous will certainly have changed after that successful defense from VGJ Thunder. Gold lead around a little bit. You know, Infamous, they do still have, of course, the advantage. In fact, the VGJ Thunder were able to shift that huge lead that Infamous had. Another answer to Sylar. Hex complete on Pepita. And we've seen so far, you know, Pepita's performance this game, getting into position with these blink daggers, just jumping in onto the back lines with the BKB, multiple hero siphons and silences, he has been on point. So you can certainly expect to see Pepita go at any sort of chance, any sort of window of opportunity straight on top of Sylar.
Yeah. Ideally, they want to be able to try to take out those supports early. That last fight, they killed DDC pretty much instantly. So they can continue to do that and just try to isolate that Deuce so they can fights. But they've got all the lanes pushed in nicely.
Ooh. He's so close as well to that second rapier. 1,100 gold, and he'll have it.
Quite a significant amount of damage he dealt. 600 without that amplification of the...
All about the halberd and Scythe of Vice Plate.
Dire's bottom shrine is under
Want
attack.
to have the chance of shutting down Sylar momentarily in these team fights so that they can at least have a chance to pick up their heroes around and focus on the Medusa alone. 8% up there with the Spike Carapace, the side blades.
Dire's bottom shrine is under
Quite find the
attack.
angle.
Consistently
Dire's
farming,
bottom shrine
at least
has
during all
fallen.
this. They know Thunder is stuck in their base.
They have got ways to sort of help protect Sylar as well with the Lotus Orb on Yak.
Yeah.
As long as they can get that down at the start of the fights on Sylar. Maybe that extra bit of block that could help VGJ Thunder
It's
take the advantage in these fights.
It's the epitome of a 4 Protect 1. They're even feeding it Sylar Tomes of Knowledge. They've got the Guarding Greaves, Solar Crests, everything just so they can throw on top of that Dusta.
And that's the courier that's going to be looking to get that Demon Edge. It's
Oh,
out
boy.
there. There's a ward though. We'll see how Infamous can play that. If they can deny that second rapier.
Stinger pops Darkness. Pepita ports bottom. He's looking for it.
Oh, he is. Taking it straight away. That's got the rapier on the ward down. It's going to give them vision. They've got it. The second rapier will be denied momentarily. It's going to be a long few minutes here for VGJ Thunder. We did see last time they can still absolutely hold with one. But to have that second rapier out of the game for 3 minutes, this is a window that Infamous have to abuse.
Sleep into the split push.
They're in straight away. The ghosts are onto those racks. The fortification coming through from Thunder. Sylar, he's been caught out by the ice path. They're focusing this Medusa. Sylar has to load us all up on him. He's been silenced, but he'll continue to ride to the onto Minnow. Minnow pops the BKB. Refraction up as well. There's the Yules into the ice path. They're holding Sylar back. Nullify as well. Down Medusa, but he's ready to go back in. He wants to turn. He wants to punch. Do they have the Crimson Guard? Is it enough to keep them alive? Yak focusing Miku. There'll be the glimpse back onto the Jakiro. Fade trying to have the control onto Schofield, won't quite find it. VGJ Thunder, they get the Jakiro, but they have lost all the barracks now. Mega creeps are up against them. 2 more minutes before that rapier will be in the hands of Sylar.
Great decision making again by Infamous. As soon as they claim that Rax, they just get the hell out of there and just lose as little casualties as possible. Now, gotta be that Mega Creep defense. Can Thunder do it? Look at bottom. Sylar is a bit deep right now. Pepita's got the refresher shard.
He's got the Hex. The refresher shard will be popped. Fade with the 2-man stun, buying some sort of time to try and get Sylar out. Pops the Manta. Remove the silence. Looks straight towards Schofield. Got the vision for the glimpse back. Schofield tracked back. VGJ Thunder find the Naga Siren. The rest of Infamous are moving in. They want to take this fight. 5-Ace coming out for the supports of Infamous. They want to get back in and help out this final attempt. They've got the control, but they've lost the Jakiro. Yang turns with a pit towards Stinger, holding the Night Stalker back. Freezing Yang, bursting him down. The Decrepify brings him low. The life drain with the Firestorm is enough. They find Stinger.
They got to get the hell out on the side of Infamous.
Minos hiding in the trees. Will he be able to get himself out? Goes for the blink up. With the TP, will escape. The base
Fade
has to be defended. VGJ Thunder have to back up, but they're buying time. 50 seconds, and that second rapier is going to be there, Fogged.
It came in so clutch there. He got the mana burns on Pepita, so he didn't have the exorcism. So even though they bought back and tried to take that fight, Pepita had no mana to actually be able to engage, and they need that exorcism for the fight.
By the time that second rapier is out, Sylar, he's going to be halfway towards the third if he wants it. But they're buying time for themselves, Thunder. Now down to a 7k lead for Infamous. It's constantly getting less and less. And Thunder, with the Medusa, with his item build, arguably one of the best heroes to have against these mega creeps.
Yeah.
They've got good ways to nuke out the side lanes as well. With the Underlord, Pugna, good ways to alleviate the pressure on multiple lanes at a time. Freeze also picking up the bots. They've got to be prepared for sort of rat plays, these split push attempts. And there we have it, the courier. It's back alive on the way towards Sylar. There's a DD rune down bottom. Minos will be able to grab it. And Roshan is up. We could see something absolutely huge kick off around the Roche pit.
All right, there we go. You know, just some 877 damage coming out from this Dusa. They've got every tool to protect her as well.
With the DD rune, they're looking for speed, then Infamous take this.
Yeah.
There'll be no chance of Thunder coming out here. And to be fair, even if they were fully aware that this was happening, perhaps taking a fight outside of their base at this point,
not ideal.
They want to take it on the high ground.
Yeah.
They've managed to do it before, even against Aegis cheese pushes. They've got the double rapier this time to make it that bit easier. Schofield looking for the song setup, potentially Fade on the front lines. The detection. They're holding him down with the root. Loads of sword there to help remove it. VGJ Thunder will back off.
Huh.
First time Sylar's ever had the two rapiers.
Only 20 have seen a third rapier.
What again so far? Infamous having such a lead for VGJ Thunder. Maybe this was the plan all along. Sylar says, throughout this game, boys, we let them have 3 racks, I'll get 2 rapiers, and we'll win the game. See if the plan works out, though. As Infamous still hungry to push, they still have that advantage. They've got the items to lock down Sylar. If they can get on top of them with the consumables from Roche, they have those extra lives, those extra chances to take down VGJ Thunder's heroes. One slip up from VGJ Thunder and the game will be over.
Yeah, they have to play completely around Sylar. Staying in the base, looking for some catches with the clips. Miss has to be patient. They have to play this very smart.
How do you break the base? I mean, at the moment, they don't have the Death Prophet with them. Peter shoved towards the top. I mean, is there any sort of extra item that any of the heroes of Infamous are waiting for, do you feel, before they go again? I mean, Pepita, he is close to having the Refresher Orb, as well as the Sharp. So they can look to have so that triple Hex, triple BKB.
They're kind of at their peak. They kind of just need to, it's all going to be through execution. If they can actually kill the other heroes on the side of Thunder and isolate Sylar on that Dusa, is quite a task for them, it does seem. Even with that 10k advantage, even with Mega Creeps, Thunder feeling like they're in a comfortable position.
Sylar got the money for a third rapier. He's never done it before, as you say. Not many times, according to the stats that we've seen it. Obviously, in terms of his item slots, could he afford to pick it up? I mean, maybe. You could swap out one of these items for a third rapier. We'll see what he does. He's got a lot of money. There are obviously a lot of other items that you could argue are a little bit more sensible.
I think his damage is sufficient.
Yeah, I'd say with about the right click of 877, it's not too shabby at the moment.
No.
BKB nearly done for Stinger.
Level 25 starting to come out. TA, refraction charges, Death Prophet getting closer and closer. But that's probably the biggest thing that they're waiting for. Just get everybody at their absolute absolute peak before they actually try to make that engagement, or just wait till Thunder makes a mistake.
Flee to the temple's defense.
But they're just locked in their base. These type of games are terrifying to play when you're playing versus double rapier. Starting to get a significant amount of gold. You know, this 3 racks is down. Easy to farm when all the waves are pushing into you. Disruptor getting closer and closer to Aghanims.
And he's going sensible, Sylar.
BKB. Full protection.
Absolutely. Pop the BKB, swap the boots back in, go for the fight. Ways to do it. Play around it with that sort of 7 fight. And still lots of money as well. I mean, at this pace, could be the kind of game where we do see him farm a 3rd rapier. Keep it in the pace, keep it on the courier. In case he does die, he can buy back, come in with a backup.
Yep.
If they're holding, and as we're seeing, Infamous, by taking the Roche, I guess, I mean, for Infamous now, I mean, for any sort of team, to be in this position, if you're Infamous, where you've had this lead, you've taken 3 sets of racks, but now you're up against Adusa with a rapier. This is sort of very new territory, or sort of just unexplored. Like, what do you do as a team? What kind of decision is actually going to be able to close this game up?
Well, just going to be perfect execution in the team fights. And yeah, Pepita is definitely trying to get that level 25, getting closer and closer.
Just so hard for Infamous to break through. This final level of defense that VGJ Thunder have built up. Got to see who's going to have the confidence to do it. Who's going to be making the call on Infamous?
I had a game similar to this with Toby, probably about over a year ago, and it lasted for an extra 70 minutes after this point. So
I didn't know PUBG games lasted that long. I just weeping through.
Trust me, I know how to handle such power.
Play patient. Aegis does get reclaimed.
Whew. Quite a game.
Yeah,
it's only game 1 of the best of 3.
Sure is.
Seems.
All about this high ground.
5.2k on Sylar. Gold continues to rise. It's ahead of Minnows now. Decent amount of Narcosiren illusions going down this game. Disruptor getting the most of them. And will they push when they go Infamous?
Just hoping for a mistake.
Yeah. I don't think VGJ Thunder are going to give them any mistakes.
They are definitely not. They've got the blink now on Schofield. That could be something neat that they can use to maybe see where Thunder's position on one side and go for like a split push with the sleep.
Yeah, they have to get to the back line.
Yeah.
Blink and a song can certainly set up for these AoE silencers, these AoE ice paths. Sylar.
Go on, go. Gotta be sensible. Templar Assassin does not have the MKB. Sure, she has the Bloodthorn, but there is a BKB available.
There's lots of ways for them to sort of remove that. Make sure Sylar doesn't get affected.
They're prioritizing DDC's farm on the side of Thunder right now, making sure that he get that Aghanims, because that can be very crucial. Many times.
Gets that on top of you know, some war for pizza. There's just going to be no way for them to sort of withstand the damage coming out from Sylar. You're going to lose at least one of your cores each and every fight, as long as the Static Storm's on point.
Look at the way the path that they're taking with their courier, because they know that Infamous has vision on that high ground earlier. Courier in a very sneaky route. I mean, gets a point booster.
It's such an important. It's the Aghanims and it's the Butterfly.
Oh.
Do they have any sort of walls to pop up in the high ground? Oh, the courier's going to come down. One hit. It's going to be protected. Schofield, Luna Chase. Can he get it? No, he can't.
He tries to get the net on it, but...
Oh, they keep the courier safe. They'll get that delivery through.
Aghanims plus Butterfly going to be delivered, yep.
This ain't no NA delivery service. Package is safely... There we have it. The last hit record this land being set by Sylar. No surprises in this sort of game on his Medusa. 752. That's far exceeding the 10 CS a minute.
Next Disruptor. The song, though.
The damage scope that pops the song. The BKBs are out. They remove Stinger from the game. They look towards the Naga Siren as well. The life drain bringing her low. It's not quite enough. She's still alive for now. But oh, he's got the range. Freeze gets the pick off. And now they're looking towards Minos. Minos has refraction. Does get the blink out in time. But Infamous, they lose to DJ Thunder again. They are holding.
Really fast BKBs coming out from both of the Coruscant Thunder to avoid that Song of the Siren. Get those two pickups for themselves. Continuing to hold on.
Crazy, crazy game. So much more Dota left to be played out today.
I've actually just pulled up current gold for myself because I know everybody's just going to be banking money. Templar Assassin 8K, Death Prophet 7, Pugna 5. Continue down the mark.
If you're Minos, what do you do? I mean, are you sort of feeling yourself, maybe I want a rapier. Maybe we need that extra bit of damage to take down Sylar if they do manage to get on top of them.
But you can't get the attacks off even in the fights though because of like all the halberds coming in and all the different ways. It's like if Stone Gaze gets popped, he just has to completely disengage. It almost doesn't feel like an item will actually pop. It's gonna have to be through sheer execution. Almost Jakiro now with level 25 too.
VGJ Thunder now starting to get the confidence to sort of push out the lanes and actually leave base. They're coming out of the high ground. Minos. Close in the neighborhood, Fade. Get eyes on him. Fade. Starting to stalk the TA. Team coming through. He's got the gun. Is there going to be enough time for anyone else to get in? He's got the Yule Scepter as well. Buying time. They've got the static storm down. Do they have some damage to take him though? The song comes through. Schofield from the silence holds the back, but is it going to be enough?
He lived to 50.
BKB, the refraction on the side. They're coming with the two-man ice bar. They're trying for the rift out. Can Yang get them back to safety in time? He'll take DDC out, but Fade will fall. Infamous. Keep Minos safe.
50 HP.
What can Infamous do with this? It is just to support Nyx Assassin off, and he does have buyback Fade. Ghosts were expended for that attempt.
They can continue to farm. That's what they continue to do.
Peter closing in on money for both the refresher and buyback.
We're going to see lots of moon shards come out too.
Minos adding to the attack speed.
It's always going to be really scary for Infamous whenever they try to make aggressive plays because of the threat that Thunder's been showing here. That Yules into Aghanim Static Storm.
Lost control from Fade to allow him to sort of go out on the front lines. Buy time for the rest of the team to come in. Traded bots now on Sylar, so if Fade does go for those sort of plays again, you can sort of have Sylar sitting at the base, holding the fort. The Nyx Assassin gets a lock on. You're going to see that Medusa TP in and look to quickly find the kill. Infamous once again though, maintaining control around the Roche pit. Thunder will not be able to get here in time, so Infamous once again find the shard, he ages the cheese.
Schofield this time for the shard? Yeah, it does look like maybe just to hold it on for later.
And Peter, he has his own refresher of Thunder.
Whenever he wants to buy it, that is. He's had the gold for it for quite a while.
Illusion.
Holding back on it, say.
Yeah.
I guess just wanting to be super cautious and make sure he does have everything available to hand on Fade. But the Yule setup, stun not in time. Peter will get a chance to BKB, turns towards the Disruptor, Hex as well, a quick force from Fade, trying to get this Disruptor out of there, back to safety. The Static Storm is of quite some importance for these defenses. And if he wants to use it, he'll have to buy back. Yang going for the rift back to base. Do they have the damage to kill him off in time? They do not. Yang will survive, he gets back. The push now to come in from Infamous. VGJ Thunder, they do have that buyback available on the Disruptor. How long until the Static Storm's up though? He does not have it at the moment.
40 seconds.
40 seconds, no Aghanim Static Storm. A big timing for Infamous to maybe abuse.
All right, Exorcism being used, the first one at least.
Here comes the push. Can they find the catch? They start to tickle away at the tier 4 towers. Minos moving forward. Song from Schofield. Looking to set it on the back line. They get the nullify. The ice path below down is not enough. 4 stars there. Pulling Sylar back. The Hex is down onto Pepita. BKB popped by Freeze. Disarm onto the TA. The damage for this rapier. Sylar forces forward. He looks towards Minos, but he gets the BKB. Refraction off. Minos survives for now. Miku holds him back. Sylar back in the middle. Sylar being focused, but he's still alive. He's hitting them down. The damage is too much from this Medusa. Infamous, they have to get out of there for Minos. Sort of left behind. Up top, Glimpse. Back onto the Chikiro. Dragging him into the static storm bottom. The Yule setup and then blinks out in time. He has the refraction. He gets the blink away. But Schofield will fall. They get the disruptor. And VGJ, they get the big one. They find Minos' TA. They continue to hold.
Tyler just being super patient there with the BKB. Well, as soon as he gets that on it, there is no way that they can bring him down. And that was how many of the shards? Only one of the shards expended, the Aegis, and one of the cheeses.
They got one of the tier 4s. And
They did.
Progress. Oh, look at this, yes. I mean, the gold of Medusa. Sylar's farmed this game at a level that we haven't seen for quite some time on Sylar. This is new heights that he is achieving in this match. And it's Medusa. And it's absolutely working out. Infamous, pretty much the entirety of this game, they've had around the 7 to 10k gold lead, but they just haven't been able to close things up. Big Im's coming out for some of them. We've got another nullifier now, picked up by Stinger on his Night Stalker. All these sort of single target control, everything they can try and throw down onto Sylar to work around the Mantas, the BKBs, the Luxaswords that are defensively coming out from Yang. We somehow have to stop Sylar in these fights. But as we've seen with the 4-star plays and such, so many ways that VGJ Thunder are bringing their performance together as a 5-man to keep Sylar fighting.
And as long as Yang pretty much just sits on top of that Dusa, that damage reduction is going to play a huge factor in it. Missed though. They are trying to get some pick outside the base. Cade does show himself now. Sylar is revealed as well.
Want to try and catch them off guard whilst Minos is off. TA dead. They may not expect this VGJ Thunder.
Yeah.
Bait and Yang. Been around. They got eyes on Schofield. Schofield with the blink out. Get away in time. Boosted travel picked up by Minos. TA will be ready to join the team. He heads towards top, keeping all lanes shoved in. Too hard to do, of course, with the mega creeps up, and VGJ Thunder at this stage still yet to take even a tier 3 of their own.
A nice Octarine pin picked up for Miku, the Jakiro. Level 25, so that ice path, it is pretty ridiculous. 3.75 second duration with only a 6.75 second
the song.
cooldown. The song.
They managed to catch a lot. Can they get some sort of perfect set of it? They're bringing in the rest of the team. The ice path is down. It's going to catch on to 3.
They're going for the base
as well. There's the second song in indeed. They're holding it on the side because Minos and Pepina, they're in the base. The refreshing song, the ice path duration, it's holding Thunder away from the
base is going down.
Doing it. Exorcism. The damage from Minos. GG is
double song.
Schofield there. I mean, he really has been the man of Infamous in many games, but the play. Schofield of the Naga Siren finally closing up